You scroll for 5 minutes, then 10, then 20. But what you don't realize is that your feed is not just showing you content. It's shaping your mind. This is not random. This is not neutral. Your social media feed is one of the most powerful psychological manipulation tools ever created, and it's designed to keep you addicted, emotional, and confused. Welcome back to WebWhirlpool. Today, we're diving into the dark psychology behind your feed, and why the things you see aren't what they seem. Let's begin. Social media platforms are not free. You pay with attention. But not just attention, the raw emotional energy behind it. Every scroll, like, pause, and reaction teaches the algorithm what affects you. It learns when you're bored, when you're angry, when you're lonely, and when you're vulnerable. The algorithm doesn't want you informed. It wants you engaged. And here's the secret: engagement is highest when you're emotionally charged. That's why outrage performs so well. That's why sadness, fear, jealousy, and tribalism dominate your feed. The algorithm knows that a calm, neutral person will close the app. But a slightly outraged, half-scared, dopamine-saturated person? They'll keep scrolling. So how does it do this? First, variable reward schedules. Borrowed straight from slot machines, this tactic mixes high-value and low-value content unpredictably, so you keep pulling the lever. Some posts are boring. Some are mildly interesting. And then, boom. A post hits. It makes you laugh. Or cry. Or gasp. Your brain releases dopamine. You scroll again. Not because you're excited, but because you're chasing that same hit. It's the same principle behind gambling addiction. And it's being used on you. Next, emotional mirroring. The algorithm feeds you back your own emotions, but exaggerated. If you like one video about financial anxiety, suddenly you're fed a cascade of doomsday predictions, layoffs, and how I lost everything stories. It doesn't matter if it's true. It matters that it feels true to you. And once you're in that state of fear, your decision-making changes. You become reactive. You believe more extreme ideas. You're easier to manipulate. And you stay on the app longer. Then there's the tribal hook. The algorithm figures out your social identity based on who you follow, what you like, and how you comment. Then it subtly pushes you toward more polarizing content, videos that confirm your side and vilify the other. This is how people fall down political rabbit holes. This is how conspiracy theories thrive. This is how mild opinions turn into ideological certainty. Because your feed becomes a mirror that lies. It reflects your beliefs, but sharper, louder, angrier. Until you don't just believe your side is right. You believe the other side is dangerous. The algorithm did that. Not out of malice, but out of math. It learned what kept you watching. And it gave you more. But here's the most disturbing part. Even when you think you're resisting, the algorithm still wins. If you comment on a post you hate, it registers engagement. If you screenshot and share it to mock it, it still spreads. Negative attention is still attention. And the machine doesn't care why you're watching, only that you are. So what can you do? The truth is, there's no easy escape. Algorithms are black boxes, and even their creators don't fully understand what they've built. But awareness is the first defense. Notice how certain content makes you feel. Track what kind of mood you're in after 30 minutes of scrolling. Ask yourself, are these my thoughts? Or are they being fed to me? Because once you realize that your feed is not just showing you the world, but shaping your perception of it, you start to see the patterns, the tricks, the manipulation. And you gain a small bit of power back. The platforms aren't evil, but they are hungry. And in the hunger for engagement, they've created a psychological battlefield, one where your attention is the prize. Most people have no idea. Now you do. This is the dark psychology behind your feed. And there's more where that came from. At WebWhirlpool, We explore the hidden systems, silent signals, and invisible forces shaping your digital life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Because the next time you open your favorite app, it might already know what you'll do next. Stay aware. Stay curious. And don't believe everything your feed is telling you.